Welcome back. Colorado Parks and Wildlife has made millions more in revenue this year after it started offering a new Parks Pass in January. But even with people buying the $29 Keep Colorado Wild Pass through their vehicle registrations, our state parks are seeing fewer visitors than last year. We wanted to know why.
News 5's Allison Zimmerman has a look at those numbers.
I asked for visitation numbers at Colorado State Parks after its peak season ended in August. Here's what we got. Compared to last year, visitation was down about 4.5% in June. July, though, did see a slight increase of about 5%. And in August, numbers trailed again, with visitation down about 9.5% compared to the previous August. Now, we want to mention some parks did not have data reported for August, so that difference could change. But here's a look at the year-to-date numbers. So compared to the entire year in August 2022 to August 2023, visitation is down about 2%. Despite these visitation numbers being down and the number of passes being purchased through vehicle registrations, CPW says there is not a connection.
I like to just put in my headphones and not pay attention to where I'm going, and then just notice, I'm like, oh man. I'm like lost in the woods.
Whether hiking, taking in the views, or even leaf peeping.
We're here to look at the trees, the aspens, hopefully.
Coloradans like Darla Livingston love their state parks. She's here at Mueller State Park with her grandson, despite the cold weather.
Yeah, I think we might be a little late in the season.
But right here is one of her favorite places to be.
Oh, we're regulars. We're regulars to the park. We usually camp in the summertime, but you know, the colors aren't here then, so we decide.
As you can see, she's a fan of the park, and this year she's coming up here more.
I actually have a park yearly pass to all the state parks.
She used to pay each time she came up here. Now she has an annual pass on her vehicle registration.
Just got a new car and I had to get it, and then that was an offer, and I'm like, yeah, I'm here all the time, so why not? $29, that's it. And then you can come up as many times as you want. So it's free.
Livingston is one of more than 1 million drivers in the state to have the Keep Colorado Wild Pass on their vehicle registration. As of October 8th, CPW says it's generated more than $33 million from the passes, nearing its goal of $36 million for the first year. We found on average about 28,000 passes are being sold each week. But with visitation down, I wanted to know, is the pass having the impact CPW had hoped? Initially, Public Information Officer Bridget O'Rourke agreed to an on-camera interview. Minutes later, she canceled, wanting to wait to talk about the numbers until the year is over. When I pressed for an on-camera interview, O'Rourke said the documents she sent were sufficient and said, quote, I would have to leave my office. The current numbers show visitation is down from previous years, but O'Rourke says it may be because of storms this summer and the option of other indoor activities available to people compared to the pandemic. O'Rourke said in a phone call there is no correlation between the visitation numbers and the number of new park passes. The reality is CPW is bringing in a lot of money from the new pass. Revenue brought in from the passes gave a boost to CPW to the tune of more than $22 million in the most recent fiscal year that ended in June. The last 3 years, about 130,000 people purchased an annual Parks Pass, which is about $80. In this past fiscal year, about 86,000 annual passes were purchased, compared to more than 768,000 Keep Colorado Wild passes. O'Rourke maintains people buy the pass for reasons other than simply going to the parks, including simply wanting to fund the parks.
Is it just for this park?
It's for all the parks.
Oh, all the parks. Okay, yeah.
Some people at Mueller State Park haven't registered their cars yet this year, so they opted for the daily pass, but they say the Keep Colorado Wild Pass is an intriguing option.
I think so, because we've been talking about going on a few more hikes.
Year-round, lots of time for the summer too.
So what does CPW plan to do with the more than $33 million generated so far this year? They have a goal of $36 million, and this is the plan according to CPW. They say the first $32.5 million collected will go to state park maintenance and development. Another $2.5 million will go towards search and rescue, and $1 million will go towards the Colorado Avalanche Information Center. Any other money that gets collected beyond that, they say would go to wildlife projects as well as outdoor educational programs. It's important to note the pass is $29 for most Coloradans. People who register their cars with military plates are exempt from the fee, but they can still get the pass. And collector vehicles in Colorado, which only register every 5 years, pay $145. In studio, Allison Zimmerman, News 5.